In this video, we're checking out all the Day 1 games coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2025. It's going to be a huge year for gamers, so let's dive into the titles you won't want to miss. In She Dreams Elsewhere, you play as Thalia, a woman stuck in a coma. To wake up, she must face her strange and scary dreams to learn what happened to her. The game is about emotions, mental health, and finding who you are. You will explore a world full of secrets, fight creepy creatures in turn-based battles. The battles are easy to understand but hard to master. You can use the charm system to change how your characters fight and try different strategies. You will also connect with other characters, each with their own story. Archy 2 takes you to a wild world full of dinosaurs and dangerous tribes. You play as Santiago, a strong fighter trying to protect his daughter, Mika, and find out why you are there. Dark forces are trying to take control and you must stop them. Everything is new. Now you can climb, slide, and swing. Combat lets you block, dodge, and use special moves. Enemies ride their own tamed creatures, and dinosaurs track you by sight, sound, and smell. To survive, craft weapons, build shelters, and explore a world that feels real, with changing weather, flowing water, and full mod support on all platforms. In Clair Obscur Expedition 33, death is part of the world. Every year the paintress paints a new number, and anyone who turns that age disappears in a cloud of smoke. Tomorrow she will paint 33, and that will be the end, unless you stop her. You lead a team of heroes, including Gustav, Mael, and others, on one last mission to stop the paintress and break the curse. The game takes place in a world inspired by old France, where you will face strange enemies and legendary creatures that may help you. The game mixes turn-based combat with real-time actions. You can dodge, parry, and counter while fighting. Customize your characters with gear, skills, and abilities that suit the way you want to play. Explore places like the Island of Visages and the Forgotten Battlefield, and find hidden quests in secret areas. This is your final chance to stop the paintress and end the cycle of death. The fate of the world is in your hands. Next up is Way to the Woods. In this game, you play as a deer and its fawn. You travel through a quiet, abandoned world, trying to find your way home. You have the power of light, and as you move, you fix the broken world around you. The game has puzzles to solve in a world made with care. It's a short game, where you and your fawn work together to discover the truth. Sleight of Hand is a stealth game where you play as Lady Luck, a former detective on one last mission, to stop your old coven in Steeple City. Instead of weapons, you use a deck of magic cards. Each card gives you special powers like setting traps, teleporting, or tricking enemies. You can sneak past guards, create distractions, or take a bold approach. The choice is yours. Steeple City is full of secrets, and your actions change the game. Missions play out differently each time, keeping things fresh. Next up is South of Midnight. In this game, you play as Hazel, a young woman living in the Deep South. After a hurricane hits her town, Prospero, Hazel discovers she has magical powers called weaving. These powers let her heal broken bonds and restless spirits. As Hazel, you will explore the haunted town, face dangerous creatures, and learn secrets about her family. The game is full of southern folklore, mystery, and magic, as Hazel searches for a place where she truly belongs. In Voidtrain, you play as an engineer on a train in a strange world called the Void. Explore floating islands, minefields, and secret places. Fight enemies like soldiers and sharks. Make weapons to survive. Start with an empty train and build it up. Add storage, workbenches, and decorations. Collect materials to upgrade your train. Play alone or with up to 4 friends in online co-op. Explore, fight, and survive together in the dangerous void. In Clockwork Revolution, you play in the steampunk city of Avalon, where you find an invention that lets you travel into the past. As you change key moments in history, the world around you reacts and changes in surprising ways. Your choices will affect the city and its people, creating a unique and ever-changing story. This first-person RPG lets you explore time and alter events to shape the future. In Ninja Gaiden 4, you play as Yakumo, a young ninja trying to save Tokyo from an ancient enemy. The city is covered in a deadly mist, and Yakumo must fight against cybernetic soldiers and dangerous creatures to stop the curse. The game mixes fast, exciting combat with smooth action. You can use new moves like Bloodbind Ninjutsu to change your weapons, as well as classic moves like Izuna Drop and Flying Swallow. Ryu Hayabusa returns with new skills, giving you a chance to master both old and new abilities. Ninja Gaiden 4 offers different difficulty levels and customization options. To a T is a 3D adventure game by Keita Takahashi and the Uvula team. You play as Teen, a teenager with a special way of standing, living in a small coastal town. You explore the town with your dog and mom. You also go to school and deal with bullies. One day, Teen discovers a new ability connected to their posture. The story takes place over several days. You will help Teen fit in and learn more about themselves. You can control Teen in different ways. Move Teen's arm to pick things up, open their mouth to eat, or pet the dog. You can also explore the town, visit shops, and talk to people. You can buy new clothes to change Teen's look. The game has beautiful hand-drawn 2D art that makes the world feel real. Next up is 33 Immortals. In this game, your soul is punished for a life of sin, but a rebellion is starting among the damned. Team up with up to 32 players to fight against God's judgment in co-op battles. Join raids with instant matchmaking and work together to win. Use powerful weapons made from sins and virtues. Find new gear and upgrade your soul. Face tough boss battles, where only the strongest teams survive. Doom. The Dark Ages is a prequel to Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, telling the story of how the Doomslayer's war against Hell began. In a dark medieval world, demons have taken over. The Slayer fights across ruined castles, deadly battlefields, and cursed forests to stop them. Use powerful weapons like the super shotgun and the new shield saw to destroy enemies in fast, brutal combat. Before he became the ultimate demon slayer, he was a warrior in a great war. This is where his legend begins. In this game, you play as the Doomslayer in a medieval war against Hell. You fight to stop a powerful demon leader from taking over. Next up is Vapor World Over the Mind. In this game, a boy wakes up in a dark and strange world. He does not know who he is or how he got there. This place was made by Vapor World, a machine that explores dreams. But something went wrong. Shadowy creatures called traumas are everywhere. Powerful bosses called seeds guard the truth. To survive, you must fight using perfect timing, blocking attacks at the right moment to strike back. Each boss has different moves, so you must learn their patterns. You can also sneak up on enemies, steal their cores, and unlock new powers called projections. These help you block, stun enemies, or make stronger attack combos. Explore the world, climb, break obstacles, and move objects to find a way forward. With beautiful hand-drawn 2D art, Vapor World brings this strange dream to life. Face your fears, find the truth, wake up. In Dead Static Drive, you play as Hurst, a child trying to find out what happened to your parents in the world. Set in a strange 1980s America, you'll have to search for food and supplies, fight scary monsters, and sneak past the police. Along the way, you'll meet different people. Some you can trust and others you can't. The game mixes weird stories and horror, inspired by writers like T.E.D. Klein and Gene Wolfe, and directors like David Lynch. As you travel across this creepy country, everything feels off and danger is always nearby. You'll need to make tough decisions and trust your instincts to survive in a world full of mystery and fear. Next is Replaced. In this game, you play as Reach, an AI stuck in a human body. The game is set in a ruined 1980s America after a nuclear disaster. The world is full of corruption and greed, where humans are treated as currency. As REACH, you have to learn how to survive in this dangerous world. The game has fast combat, exciting platforming, and beautiful pixel art. Replaced tells a dark, deep story in a cyberpunk world where you fight for survival. In Pigeon Simulator, you are a time-traveling pigeon on a mission to stop an evil goose from destroying the world. A smart pigeon scientist will guide you on silly quests where you meet weird animals and humans. Fly around, poop on people, and break everything. Eat food to unlock special powers. The more you eat, the crazier you get. Smash, crash, and destroy with fun physics that make everything go wild. It's all about chaos, laughter, and having a great time. Next up is Wuchang Fallen Feathers. In this game, you play as Wuchang, a pirate warrior with no memory. You are sick with a deadly disease called the Feathering. Set in the late Ming Dynasty, you travel through the land of Shu, fighting scary monsters and gaining new abilities from them. You can also make your weapons stronger and change how you fight. You will explore old temples, ruins, and dangerous places. As you remember more about your past, your choices will lead to different endings. Who you trust and what you discover will shape your story. In Wheel World, you play as Cat, a young cyclist who needs to save the universe. Explore a big world with beautiful views, hidden secrets, and exciting races. You can customize your bike with many parts, from fast bikes to tough off-road one. Race against skilled teams and fun rivals, find special parts to make your bike better, and recover stolen legendary parts to perform The Great Shift and save the world. The game has an amazing soundtrack from Italians. Do it better that makes every race even more fun. Hop on your bike, race to save Wheel World, and keep the universe safe. In Marauders, Earth is falling apart after a never-ending war, and people have escaped into space. You play as a space pirate, either alone or with up to 3 friends. Your goal is to raid enemy ships, loot valuable items, and survive. The game focuses on tactical combat with realistic shooting. You'll need to work together, upgrade your gear, and escape safely. Your gear and XP carry over between matches, so you keep your best items and make your weapons stronger. You can also upgrade your spaceship, build new ships with parts you find, or even take over other players' ships. In the Altars, you play as Jan Dolsky, the only survivor of a crash on a dangerous planet. To stay alive, John creates altars, different versions of himself, using a substance called rapidium. Each altar has special skills and emotions based on important moments from Jan's past. As you explore the planet, you'll face challenges to survive. You'll manage a mobile base, collect resources, and build new parts to help you. But you also have to take care of your altars and make tough choices. The story changes depending on what you decide. Every choice you make, whether it's about survival or improving your base, will affect your future. Your relationships with your altars will also impact how well you survive. Next up is Winter Burrow. In this game, you play as a mouse who comes back home to find your burrow ruined and your ant missing. Your job is to fix your burrow, gather supplies, and explore the cold wilderness. You'll need to collect things to stay warm, like crafting sweaters and pies. Watch out for local insects and remember, you can't do it alone. Meet new friends, learn new skills, and solve the mystery of what happened to your aunt. You can also customize your character, decorate your burrow, and choose how the story unfolds. In Little Rocket Lab, you play as Morgan, a young engineer who wants to finish her family's rocket ship. But when she returns to her hometown, St. Ambrose, it's not the same. Now, Morgan has to help bring the town back to life by building factories and machines. Work with the townspeople, make new friends, and create tools to solve problems. Explore places like the coast, quarries, and rail yards to find materials. Build things like drills, cranes, and conveyor belts to help rebuild the town. In Perfect Dark, you play as Joanna Dark, a secret agent working for a group called Datadyne. The world is in danger because of disasters, and it's up to you to find out what's going on and save the future. Your mission is to find Daniel Carrington, the most wanted criminal, and reveal the dangerous technologies that could hurt many people. The game is full of secrets, action, and surprises. Mixtape is an upcoming indie adventure game about 3 friends on their last night of high school. Set to a mixtape of songs, the game takes players through dreamy memories of their teenage years. On their way to their final party, players will enjoy fun moments like skateboarding, flying, taking photos at an old theme park, hitting baseballs, and setting off fireworks from a car. It's a game about friendship, first kisses, and saying goodbye. Inspired by classic coming-of-age movies, Mixtape is filled with music, fun, and the bittersweet feelings of growing up. The game features songs from Devo, Roxy Music, The Smashing Pumpkins, and more. Next up is Kulebra and the Souls of Limbo. In this game, you play as Kulebra, a bright soul. Your job is to help the souls stuck in Limbo by solving their past problems so they can move on. Limbo is a colorful world full of mystery, humor, and puzzles. Each soul is trapped in the same routine every day, and it's up to you to change it. You'll talk to characters, find clues, and solve puzzles to learn more about each soul's story. The game mixes adventure, action, and stealth. You'll use your brain to solve mysteries and help the souls. Your notebook will help you keep track of what's happening. Next up is Routine. In this game, you play as a lone explorer on an abandoned lunar base. At first, you're just curious, but things take a dark turn when the base goes silent. As you search for answers, you find that something is hunting you. The deeper you go into the base, the more dangerous it gets. Explore different areas of the base, like empty malls and broken living quarters. With no extra information on screen, you feel more immersed in the experience. Use your Cosmonaut Assistance tool to help you survive. Upgrade it to get new abilities, but be ready to run, hide, or fight when things get too dangerous. The enemy thinks you're the threat, and it won't stop until you're gone. In Orcs Must Die. Deathtrap, you play as a war mage, protecting the rift from enemy orcs. Use traps, magic, and weapons to stop them. You can play alone or with friends in 4-player co-op, and the game changes its difficulty based on how many players join. Each war mage has different weapons, traps, and abilities, so you can play in many ways. The game has better physics and fun trap effects, making it more exciting. The game has roguelite elements, with enemies getting random buffs or debuffs. The weather and time of day change the environment. You will also face orc generals who are stronger and harder to beat. Between battles, you can upgrade your hero, weapons, and traps in your castle. The game keeps the funny orc jokes, silly ragdoll effects, and a fun soundtrack. With bigger outdoor levels, fast combat, and crazy orc destruction, orcs must die. Deathtrap is great for tower defense and action fans. Next up is Hollow Knight Silksong. In this game you play as Hornet, the protector of Hallownest. After being captured, you must fight enemies, solve puzzles, and climb through a dangerous kingdom made of silk and song. Explore new places like Coral Forests, Misty Moors, and Golden Cities. Battle over 150 new enemies and use powerful moves. Collect tools and weapons to help you on your journey. Take on quests to find rare beasts and discover secrets. After finishing the game, try Silk Soul mode, which is much harder. Next up is Sniper Elite Resistance. In this game you play as Harry Hawker, a secret agent in World War II. While in occupied France, you discover a powerful Nazi weapon that must be stopped. You work with the French resistance to stop the weapon and fight against the Nazis. The game lets you choose how to complete missions, and you can play with a friend in co-op mode. You can share weapons, items, and help each other in battle. The X-ray kill cam shows what happens when you make a perfect shot, letting you see the impact on your target. You must think about wind, gravity, and your heart rate when aiming. You can customize your weapons using authentic World War II tools and upgrade them at workbenches in the game. You'll also choose the right ammo for each mission. In propaganda missions, you play as a French resistance fighter and complete time-sensitive tasks. In Axis invasion mode, you invade another player's campaign as a Nazi sniper. Avowed is a first-person action RPG set in the world of Eora from Pillars of Eternity. In the game, you will play as an envoy from Eider, sent to investigate a plague spreading across the Living Lands. As you explore the island, you will uncover an ancient secret that could destroy everything. Will you be able to save the island and your soul? The Living Lands will be full of different areas, each with its environment. The island will feel strange, but somehow like it's calling to you for help. In Avowed, you will be able to use a mix of swords, spells, guns, and shields to fight. You can freeze, trap, or burn enemies with magic, bash them with a shield, or attack from a distance with a bow. You will also have companions with special abilities. These will include a former mercenary and an eccentric wizard. Your choices will affect their stories as you help them on their quests. In Sopa Tale of the Stolen Potato, Miho goes to get a potato for his grandma's soup, but falls into a magical world. He travels through deserts, floating mountains, and meets talking animals. Miho solves puzzles and outsmarts thieves to find the ingredients. Each time Miho returns with an ingredient, the world changes in small ways. The game is about family, memories, and the things we pass on to others. Explore a beautiful world inspired by places in South America and stories like Spirited Away, The Little Prince, and Coco. Miho also collects pieces of Nana's clay figurine collection in side quests. The game has a warm and emotional story with Latin American music that will stay with you long after you finish. Gears of War. E-Day takes you straight to Emergence Day, the moment the world changed forever. 14 years before the first battle, you step into Marcus Fenix's boots. After years in prison, Marcus returns home, only to find that humanity is under attack by the deadly Locust Horde. These terrifying creatures rising from beneath the ground begin to destroy everything in their path. With his friend Dom Santiago by his side, Marcus fights to survive and protect what's left of mankind. Armed with powerful weapons, they face relentless battles against the Locust, determined to stop them from wiping out humanity. FBC Firebreak is an upcoming co-op first-person shooter game from Remedy Entertainment, set to release in 2025. In the game, players will take on the role of first responders from the Federal Bureau of Control, tasked with fighting supernatural threats in the oldest house. The game promises chaotic missions and features a range of unusual weapons, including machine guns, shrapnel launchers, green goo guns, and exploding gnome. While it shares some similarities with Remedy's Control, FBC Firebreak is not a sequel or DLC, but a spin-off. The game is designed to be easy for newcomers to pick up, but still offers depth similar to Remedy's other titles. After its release, FBC Firebreak will receive new content and updates. Next up is Nirvana Noir. In this game you play as No Man, a character whose world splits into two realities after a choice to save his lover. Both worlds are in danger from the Bigger Bang. In Black Rapture, No Man works in a clock tower while fires burn across the city. In Constant Testament, a dangerous drug called Bigger Bang is spreading, linked to an old love and a counterculture movement. You will explore both worlds, solve puzzles, talk to people, and find clues. Your goal is to uncover the truth and save both worlds. The game combines animation and interactive gameplay. You'll rebuild buildings, gather clues, and manipulate words to uncover hidden secrets. In State of Decay 3, years after the zombie apocalypse, the world is still full of zombies. You must fight to survive and build a safe place for your community. Every choice you make is important. If a character dies, they're gone forever, and you lose their skills. You can play with up to 3 friends in the same world. Together, you'll build a base, gather supplies, and make choices that affect your survival. Next up, we have Eternal Strands. In this game, you'll play as Brynn, a young weaver on a quest to recover her people's lost home. Armed with powerful magic and weapons, you'll face enemies like humanoid creatures and giant beasts. You can use the environment to your advantage, such as turning a dragon's fiery breath against ice-covered enemies or climbing walls to create new paths. The game introduces a unique system where heat, cold, and real-time destruction affect combat. You can throw burning tree trunks with telekinesis, block fire with snapped trees, or rip rocks from the ground. Brynn wears the Mantle, a magical cloak that gives her powers like fire, ice, and telekinesis. You can mix these powers with weapons and armor from defeated enemies to create a custom fighting style. Explore the world, including the wilds in Dynavron, where magic lets you create bridges or burn barriers. Eternal Strands offers a creative, action-packed adventure full of magic and mystery. In Descenders next, grab your snowboard or mountain board and race down the mountain. You can ride alone or with friends on snowy slopes and dirt tracks. Explore new areas with different terrains and fast tracks. Learn tricks using easy controls and realistic physics. Change your rider's gear, unlock rewards, and compete with players from around the world to become the ultimate Descender. In Atomfall, a nuclear disaster has destroyed Britain, leaving it in ruins. 5 years after the Windscale disaster, players explore a dangerous, quarantined area, scavenging for supplies, crafting weapons, trading with people, and fighting to survive are all essential to stay alive. Choices matter in this world. As players explore, they meet strange characters, uncover cults, and discover secrets. Solving the mystery of the disaster involves talking to people, exploring, and fighting. Combat is tough because weapons and ammo are limited. Players must be skilled in shooting and use hand-to-hand combat to survive. Managing heart rate is important to make every shot count. Atomfall combines science fiction, folk horror, and Cold War themes for a creepy experience. In Citizen Sleeper 2, Starward Vector, you play as a sleeper, an android who escaped with a broken body, no memory, and a bounty on your head. To survive, you need a ship, a crew, and contracts to make money. Your ship is old but can be fixed and upgraded. Your first crew member, Seraphin, is a good pilot, but you'll need more people for tough jobs. You'll take on risky missions like exploring wrecked ships, stealing valuable items, or fixing stations. The game uses dice to decide your luck and strategy. This time, you can travel freely across the Starward Belt and make choices that will change your future. In Subnautica 2, you play as a pioneer exploring a dangerous alien ocean. After your ship crashes, the ship's AI tells you to keep going, even though the planet is full of dangers. You can play alone or with up to 3 friends in online co-op. Build tools, bases, and vehicles to survive. Explore new places like underwater cliffs and coral fields, and discover strange creatures. As you go deeper into the ocean, more dangers and mysteries await. Subnautica 2 is in early access, which means you can try the game now and help make it better, but some parts may still be unfinished. Next is Bounty Star, an upcoming game about mech combat, farming, and base building. You play as Clem, a former soldier, trying to start a new life in the Red Expanse. With her mech, the Desert Raptor MK2, Clem hunts criminals and dangerous beasts, upgrading her weapons and defenses to fight better. She also takes care of her home, farming, cooking, raising animals, and managing water and power to survive. Next up is The Outer Worlds 2. In this game, you play as an agent from Earth, sent to investigate strange rifts that are threatening humanity. Your journey takes you to Arcadia, a colony in the middle of a war. 2 groups are fighting: the Protectorate, a rebellious religious group, and a big corporation trying to take over. The rifts are growing, and it's up to you to figure out what's causing them and how to stop them. You can create your own character with abilities that fit the way you like to play. The colony will react to the choices you make, and how you interact with others will change the story. You'll also meet companions, each with their own goals, and how you treat them will affect their journey. That's it for today's list of Day 1 games coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2025. Let me know in the comments which game you're most excited for. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Catch you next time.